Just doesn't matter to them.
They're confident enough that Sunil can win the lane no matter what, which, you know, in a way, previous game he kind of did, but those rotations just messed it up.
Behind, like, the DK versus Queen, he was losing by like 10-15 CS, and that's just a matchup where even if you're slightly behind the first game where the Alchemist versus Ember, if you fall behind slightly, we all saw what happened there. I think it's really important that they do that. Just, like, attempt to give him that, where it's not a volatile match. Even if he loses, it's only like 60-40.
He can play more back and not like be afraid of falling behind.
Because no offense to Fun, so let's wipe the laning prowess.
No one is really.
Yeah,
so it's no slight to him.
Yeah. You said they prioritized second pick on NIP again. I think that's really important.
Evil geniuses turn to ban.
Axe actually gets banned out this game.
Axe, Bane, and Centaur.
Yeah, they just got rid of that Bane Centaur. So
that
this
means,
is gonna be a different game.
Yeah, means Brood is still in the pool. That is a favorite for Ninja in Pajamas. Indeed, the Spider's still in as well. And compared to previous game, the Silencer and the Necrophos is still in as well.
Does NIP first phase the Brood? I know Alliance was doing it. I didn't know if NIP did it at all, though.
I do not.
I think they actually did it once, so I mean, they will do it.
Has anyone done it with second? I feel like all the first pick.
Yeah, it would probably be a third pick, most likely. No, the thing is, there are a few, like, Centaurs banned out, Axis banned out, so there are a few Brood heroes banned out, but probably not. I don't think you
would ever do it,
probably want that fourth pick, but
there's still the Drow ban.
I wonder how much of a role Necro.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah.
I think you gotta ban it. I think you ban it here for your NIP. Yeah. And they're just gonna pick Silencer, I'm sure.
We love Snake Neck.
Well, Enigma seems like the obvious choice. But
I think Enigma, Silencer are the one of the two. I think they're both getting picked in that.
Like, none of the teams has really prioritized Shaker. Like, we saw Shaker last game, but it was
10 seconds.
Didn't feel very strong, so they're not going to prioritize it higher now if it loses. Yeah. Oh, the tiny.
Open with the tiny. I mean, that is a safe open in so many different roles. Super versatile.
I think this should just end up being a mid tiny.
You have, didn't he like almost set the record with it at TI, 35 kills I think, or something like that. Yeah.
Enigma looks as good here. Wyvern and
yep.
You go
5 seconds remaining. Dire team pick.
Weaver. Like. Ogre. Sorry.
I think Ogre finally fell off. He was big for 2 tournaments, and people finally realized, oh, there's just better heroes.
Yep. That's not too easy of a pick. I would want to get something. Maybe just man up and pick the Enigma as well.
5 seconds.
They are so good. And even if you don't want team, but you just sit in the lane, right? Like, if you somehow just get an open lane, you just sit there for 30 minutes, you're fine.
Oh, okay.
Weaver, terribly.
They got the Weaver Axe instead of. I'm not even like. Actually, one of the.
Why is it a way to deal it?
The axe.
Okay.
Is a way to deal it.
The 4 Weaver.
Yeah, it was more for the team.
Stuff.
Whenever a hero like Enigma, you have to remember that always better heroes against it. You know, factor in if you're not gonna pick it, they can't.
Nice seeing Ace play PL as well instead of like some of the cheeser who's been playing all tournaments. Nice to like, hey, everyone's calling you a cheat player, and then you have a 0 death performance on PL.
His build was really good.
What did he do?
He went Diffusal, Yasha, Hood, Heart. Really important. Like, he just needed to not die. He didn't actually have to. He would do damage. He's alive. Like in games of PL, you need like. As long as he's alive, his damage.
This win rate of Morph is pretty low. Isn't it supposed to be one one of the top 3 cores right now. Why is it so low?
Going versus TB, and TB is winning every game, I guess.
So.
That's my thought.
He's also
You're
being
probably
pushed
right.
around it a lot too.
Yep.
Yeah.
I feel like Morphling's a hero that people also don't know.
I mean, the reason they also
Accurate.
first picked the Tiny was because of the Brood, I believe. Like if you don't really want to pick Brood at the time.
Dire team banned.
It's like a lot of mind games are going on right now.
Yeah, a lot of these here.
I miss the old days where I had no idea to like about it. Like I can't even keep up. Like,
Yeah.
Now I'm like, wait, yeah, you're like the tiny Brood, like
Weaver
We've been-
TB for Enigma.
yeah. It's like there's so much that goes in. Scratch the
10
surface, realize
seconds
how much.
remaining.
That's why you guys are here, to make sure that people do know.
Yeah, I try to act like I.
I think EG's still going to pick the Enigma if it doesn't get banned, even into the Weaver TB. I mean, just how they play it, where they just sit him in the lane, he doesn't team fight.
I mean, they banned the Silencer now, so they're
Yeah.
definitely setting up for it. Their other counter is Arc Warden, right, for Stevie, so we might see that later on. Not the
Our
best
board
versus
morph.
Weaver. They
Oh
will.
yeah, that would have to be a. I don't think they're doing.
What else?
Sumail morph? Never seen it. I think. No, I have, but
10
we won't
seconds
go into that.
remaining.
Yeah. I guess Morph Tiny is enough for them.
5 seconds
Like
remaining.
they could also steal and go for the Coddle. But like Weaver is decent versus these heroes.
I think
Dire
Wyvern.
team banned.
Yeah, you want to have something that has maybe a little bit more lockdown as well when
Yeah.
it comes to EG.
I think you always need at least a hero with wave. Possible.
I mean, NIP
10
definitely need.
seconds remaining.
I
5 seconds
okay, so they banned the
remaining.
Silencer, yeah, that could set up for the Enigma, but I'm liking this Tiny mid. I think Sumail Tiny this game. Like so far, these two heroes, Tiny a lot. It's a core versus them. And they ban out, like I guess Huskar can do really well against Tiny, maybe that's why they ban him out. They are first pick after all, so like they won't get to counter the
And
board.
NIP just loves playing that hero. Like it's a hero they
yeah,
don't even
that's
care about the matchup. They just. I mean, they used to first pick it.
Think about Lion. Saw
Yeah.
I think. That did Lion.
It's good versus Morph.
I feel like
You can't be scared to play versus Tiny enough. You might just be dying all game.
Especially because I think Peter plays the line on their team. It's probably not going to be.
just want that confidence. Like
Yeah.
it doesn't have to be a Lion. Like even if it's a less greedy.
No, I wouldn't mind line, even if you get, like most supports like that get one shot by Tiny anyway. Like you would have to go on dying or something.
I
They
would
need
not
this-
want Undying.
Dire team pick.
You just don't want S4 to dominate a lane by himself ever, I don't think.
There's the shaker.
Sense.
That leans me. Probably they're probably just gonna.
Who do you think's playing that Earthshaker?
It's
Is it going to be
getting
mind
it's so
control?
hard to
you think?
predict.
I
Yeah,
feel like where they picked it, here it is. I think I've seen Soxa play a ton of Weaver, and I don't see him play that much Earthshaker,
Yeah.
so.
10 seconds remaining.
yeah. You're talking about the Axe Weaver, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
that was the idea.
5
So
Yeah.
seconds
you might as well
Better
put
on
him as
4.
support.
Only if they actually need it. So far, I don't think like.
Yeah, but in this tournament, it looks like they just want to put the Shaker on core. Like his laning stage seems stronger for some reason. Maybe they're like more melee heroes.
I feel like
Does well.
Morphling's like one of
The lane versus the
yeah.
Shaker.
Rubik look.
They just starting when they pick Rubik here though. If they do it, they need to worry about the thing like pick up a Phoenix. Wyvern.
Yeah, Wyvern and Phoenix weren't banned at all last game.
No one has been picking them.
Wyvern Rubik.
Dire team pick.
The Rubik. And that pretty much guarantees Sumail and the Tiny too.
Yeah.
I don't love it. I'm just.
He plays it. I hate that hero.
He might just
10
pull out the
seconds
Dazzler, right?
remaining.
It's not
Oh,
that
yeah,
good,
Dazzle.
He's played a lot of
5
Winter Wyvern,
seconds
obviously.
remaining.
Crystal Maiden is still in the pool as well. Assassin is another one.
Or
This
maybe
turn.
they'll pick Fod as hero here and give Peter the 5th.
Oh.
I'm just kidding. What can Peter change the game with? When you're a stand, I don't know, have you guys ever been a stand in a tournament? Like, I wonder how much input you actually get. Do you get more? Do you get less because, like, you're not on the team? I wonder.
It depends on where the team is at and who the player is. I remember we had the Mag as a stand-in or Starlighter like years ago, and like his
He
English
only
wasn't the
played
best at that point.
Centaur.
Yeah, he literally only played. We only picked him Centaur first
Yeah.
pick. That's all we did.
Let's be honest,
Oh,
what did you
no.
think my answer to
What?
when you asked if I'd been a
No.
like, I was like,
Oh, God, that's cool.
is this like one of those questions that's like, you know,
This is a trick. Yeah. No,
Is it a trick question?
Oh, they go the Underlord. Okay,
Oh,
I
that's-
like it.
Yeah, that's good.
Damage mitigation is always strong. I think that makes her have to be. You have Weaver.
Oh, wow. This has been a very sad tournament for Ogre Magi.
17
Yikes.
picks with
I-
4 wins, huh?
I was talking to some people. Who was I talking? I don't know. It was like, I think it was actually 33 earlier. It was like 33 in Mason. They're like,
seconds
Ogre
remaining.
TB is actually just not a good lane, and that's kind of what they have, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like they said, that lane just fell off.
Really?
Yeah.
They can
Yeah.
play Ogre as a core, as a 3, maybe?
No, because then you don't, or Shaker, Weaver would have. You
Weaver
would have to
support.
last pick your 5 then.
Well, no, Weaver support as well.
But Peter's not going to play Weaver
I,
Shaker.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
fair enough.
Peter has to play Ogre, like guaranteed.
I don't want to see
Mid-
mind
mid-shake.
control on Ogre.
I would.
That's what I got. Out of
Good-
all, yeah, all the
good
problem
point.
with that is I'm like, I don't want to see mind
That's such a perfect
Yeah.
Peter here. Like, I'm just gonna make calls in game and be Ogre. Me hit you, me
Yeah.
bloodlust you.
I think if you are playing with a stand-in, by the way, I think you try to make him as comfortable as possible by giving him, like, just basically working around you because it's easier for you to have the. Yeah, don't you think so?
Well, I was just thinking. I just realized since every team has to play qualifiers, I mean, NIP and like Liquid are two of the best teams. Like, literally, this has to be kind of rough for Peter, right? Because he's like giving his drafting opinion to one of the enemies, right? Like, it kind of just went through my mind right now.
It's gonna be a new patch.
Like,
so-
it is going to be a new patch, but like, if it wasn't, like, I just realized, I'm like, since every team has to go through qualifiers, it's an awkward situation a little.
Maybe he's learning stuff from mind control instead.
Yeah, he's like, oh, what is mind control like? Got these guys.
Male hero last, or do you?
I don't-
a support?
No, I think
NIP
it's the
things.
support. I
Yeah.
think it's support.
Evil geniuses. turn
No,
No,
I think it's a core
last
time.
pick.
Yeah, because NIP does too. They
I
banned the
still
Phoenix.
think Wyvern. but-
Dire team pick. Mira.
No.
Oh, yep, they
That's
go for the
definitely-
support
Switch
timing.
it. Come
Very
through.
limited setup there. Morph last game doesn't deal with Underlord very well.
Bada loves it.
Yeah,
10 seconds
comes up to me
remaining.
again.
They wanted to this game, they could do well.
5 seconds
But-
remaining.
No, please don't. Never
What do you
mind.
guys think
I
of
know.
the...
No, don't do it. No, I'm just looking at their other heroes too. Like,
Templar.
Yeah, I forgot about that
Yeah.
hero.
Skill-based
Okay.
magic.
I mean,
I'm excited.
it's supposed to be very TA favored.
Yeah, that's
from
why
I
I'm,
know.
I'm
Yeah.
excited for this because I think Sumail's probably like, I bet I can beat his TA. Like,
Yeah.
I feel that's going to be a fun
So either
matchup.
TA is, I mean, either Sumail is gonna die in this lane a lot,
Yeah,
or
he's somehow going to like make this lane look winnable.
yeah.
I'm really
Wow.
excited for that mid matchup now.
I'm
Yeah.
very surprised they went for like very volatile match. Skill-based. That this entire game.
Well, all right. And who do you think is going to take it in that case?
I'm gonna go with EP this game.
Okay. So for 100%, by the way.
Yeah, I don't know. Tread carefully, guys.
All right, you go next, Pi. I got to think this one.
I don't like NIP silent. I believe. As you said, they have too many melee heroes right here, and I don't think they've dealt with Underlord very well. So yeah, I don't think they're gonna pressure this more.
Shaker set.
Yeah, but like
Morphling is very good again.
Yeah, I think it just comes down to the mid match as well. I already said I think Ogre TB isn't good. Like if you lose 2 side lanes and win middle, it's better for the team who won both side lanes. Like it's way better that this Morphling gets ahead. So Oh, I didn't even say EG yet, but alright, sure, EG.
Well, in that case, I gotta ask a favor of one of our commentary team. Kyle,
Oh, no.
Toby.
Oh,
Please,
Kyle,
say
Give us
NIP.
the name.
Please,
Please, NIP.
do not predict.
Sorry.
Because we want both teams to have a fair shot here.
Do you want to predict EG just
Don't do
to
it.
mess with them?
Yeah, I think the panel's on point. They made a lot of really.
You're screwed, panel. You're screwed.
No, what do you think?
I think we're going to see a repeat of last game. I think both safe lanes are going to lose. The carries are going to be under a lot of pressure. But we saw the weakness and the strength of Sumail already in this series. And now it's just, what happens in Game 3. Mirana TA, as the panel said, very skill-based matchup. I'm excited to see what goes down.
And we are too, and we are looking forward to listening to you while watching.
And like how you didn't actually predict there.
What do you mean?
That was good.
Oh, yeah.
There's no straight up answer, because when you give us a straight up answer, it's just a
Prepare
one-sided
for
game in
battle.
the opposite direction. But now we can have ourselves a
Dude,
close match, a close Game 3. Who gets to play on the main stage here in KL? Thank you, Kyle.
I'll see what I can do.
Thank
I'm
you.
very, it's all about the fans, about the entertainment value. It's not about me, it's about you.
I like how they actually put Nip on your tag. They, for a second, brought up an analyst, and it was Kyle who went for NIP. We saw that. We saw that production.
Yeah, this is going to be a cool game. A lot's going to come down to the mid matchup, and this right here is the statement game. And I wouldn't mind having like a little box of the Fada versus Sumail Game 3 Mirana versus TA on screen at all times.
Well, it's 1-on-1, right? Like they're both one around.
And look at the wards as well. Like, it's just picture perfect. Both heroes are going to have control of that top rune and high ground vision, and that's a big bonus to both sides because it's all about the side blades. Mirana loses this matchup usually because of the level 1 and 2 side blade spam, because TA can just output so much harass. But if you can juke those side blades, click the TA down, it's very snowbally.
Interesting. PPD's just walking right underneath the observer ward. S4, as well as Crit, would like to try and contest for this top rune, because Fly should be able to take care of the bottom. There should be no contest on that front in PPD, and nothing to be leveled up. Wants to have Bloodlust, and a Shikuchi from Saksa will not end in anything.
So interesting though, Nip choosing to go off lane with the Ogre TB. As you were saying, it's kind of a poor lane. You're up against a Tiny and a Morphling. I think you probably win the lane when meta's active, but otherwise, no.
Yeah, unless it's just like, well, normally we've seen like a Bloodlusted Ogre who just runs any kind of melee support who's in that lane, and then you win that lane, but how does that work against a Tiny who's got such heavy damage?
Bada won the block mid. That's pretty important. It's a big deal when you're playing TA against Morph. He went Refraction first, though, over the side blades. That's not something I see very often, but he does already scrub a deny.
Maybe worried about...
2 denies.
Maybe worried about Sumail's harassment, too. We've seen Sumail do that a hell of a lot, where he just like gets up in Fada's face, but this is one way where Fada can try and stop that, or at least balance it. Ace has already gone big on bottom lane too with the Metamorphosis, just straight into it, as much harassment as he possibly can. Looks like he's also focusing on Fly every time Fly comes in close.
Fada's already denied 2 archers. I'm sorry, all I'm doing is staring at middle. This is, you can see the clicking coming out. There's a lot of pride on the line right here.
He's blocked all the Starfalls. Hey, that's a win. That's a mental win. And he's got his side blades up as well, but you gotta watch for those range creeps, and Refraction helps.
It's off his salve as well. But both players doing pretty well in the lane.
We'll see the fun is when S4 is just standing underneath the tier 1 tower on top lane too.
Yeah, so TA is winning. This is how the lane usually goes. TA will win the CS, but Sumail's doing a great job just spam harassing and ensuring he's going to force regen and mana usage for Fada to be able to maintain this advantage.
I do love it from Fada though, like he runs forward, and as Sumail attacks him, hangs around for a second to do it, he just pops for Refraction, and the salve is able to fully complete. PPD, a little bit of trouble on bottom lane. Now he's already used his waveform, however. Yeah. But Fly, it's the fact he leveled up Toss early on means the PPD is going to be a little bit more careful about his positioning, or at least watching the positioning of Arteezy. Anything back near that tower with a toss back, then it becomes problematic.
He's going to try and look to pull one off again right here, because there's this huge creep wave bottom lane. That's the problem. Like, Morph Tiny, they hit so hard. Tiny with 80 damage plus that tree. Morph already at 68. And
Morph already at 15-3 CS as well in 2.5 minutes.
Yeah, TB can't really fight in this lane with no meta. Same with Ogre. This is part of the reason the panel said this lane was a bit poor.
Sumail's enjoying a little bit of extra spam. He found an arcane rune on top, so he's just star falling Fada out of the mid lane, and Fada at least has, well, he doesn't have regeneration. He's got a Ring of Basilius that came in the courier to finish up the Ring of Aquila, so now he's real low.
Very interesting, because now he's down to 1 refraction. Sumail, especially with that Arcane Rune, he could look to man up here, maybe even find a kill. At least apply pressure.
Yeah. You'll work it out too, like he's definitely knowing Fada's inventory.
Yeah. It's a difference in philosophy, right? Because you can see Sumail's already bringing 2 mangoes and more health regen. He also brought out a salve already, so he's got that on his person, whereas Fada, he went for the raw stats, and he has to bring his regen out late.
Oh, Sumail, careful! He'll start salving up now. Well, that side blade was able to connect, doing a little bit more damage and taking damage from the tower too. But as you said, he's already got the extra consumables, so it's okay.
This is really good for Sumail. He won the health war so much. And this is the benefit of buying regen. Sumail, a big proponent, probably the first one to start just abusing courier. Oh, he's diving.
Yeah, going up refractions up, and refractions up Sumail underneath the tower. He's got one more leap to get away, but the damage from Fada. He's looking for it. Sumail has to run through the north. He's very concerned about the side blade spill damage. Edge of the seat to see who wins mid, and he's TPing all the way home too.
And that was on the ward too, so Fada knows he's safe, and he can just continue to farm out this wave, even though it's super low, bringing the courier for a ton of his regen.
Yeah, you want to see what's on that courier? You can check it out after this top fight. There's mind control, a lot of damage picked up, thrown back by Crit inside the Firestorm. Mind control as he's got the life to get further away, plus the 6-6 charges, but it's actually Sasuke who just Shikuchis through S4, looking towards Crit. Does he want to dive again with the amount of damage? Thanks to the bug, it's just a double kill for the Weaver. You mentioned during the draft phase that if this is a good start for a support Weaver, he can wreck in this game. That's a good start.
Not just that, but mid. This is sick for Fada now. He's hitting a ton of side blades thanks to that haste rune. There's no one leap up on Sumail, but this is the downside of buying regen, is that if you don't turn that regen into more CS, a kill, some sort of advantage, you start falling behind rapidly. Because now Fada, not only does he have the Aquila, he'll have boots soon, and he got that free wave while Sumail has to protect base.
He's trying to stand his ground, but the Adaptive Strike will be enough to finish the job, but not easy. Let's harass out PPD. They did bring down the regeneration. There was actually, I think it was 5 or 6 lots of tangos, 2 mangoes, and a salve that was on that curry when it came out to begin with, to Fada.
And this is the danger now as a Mirana. Level 6 TA, you need a sentry or you just can't lane anymore. You're far too low of an HP hero. He's actually going to probably run to that bottom shrine, but Fada now with total map control and dominance in the mid lane, and traps are starting to be spammed. Not as 24-10-22, but you got to keep in mind, Sumail has spent a lot more gold on consumables, so he's currently 400 net worth down, and really both players have spent so much on regen that they're very behind what you might hope that they would be.
That's why they're trying to make the most out of the shrine efficiency, at the least gain something back. But it's definitely going to be a lot more of a freer lane for the TA, as you said. The side blade traps are coming up. So the psionic traps are coming up.
There's the sentry, as expected. You just need one. That's, again, more shrine efficiency, right? Because that was handed off to him by the Fly Tiny.
Sasha's now rotate towards the bottom lane, able to get the bugs out and fly. Avalanche will buy a little bit of space, but PPD already there for his own Fire Blast. The toss back. They wanted the kill to go on to the Terror Blade, but it will be the Weaver who claims it.
Yeah, and Sox the TB down here with 3 wards. You can see one was placed, giving vision of the rune and a little bit of the lane, just to the right, and then he places another one deep in the jungle that will also scout out the shrine.
He's also keeping eyes on the Arcane Rune. There's no bottle running for the Templar Assassin.
Yep.
So, quite an easy pickup.
Oh, and he used the sentry.
Countered it.
It's really important, especially when you're ahead like this on TA. You want to ensure that you de-sentry. It just becomes a sentry war in the mid lane because no one on EG can stand middle if traps are a threat.
Avalanche from Fly was a little bit off target. I think he was still hoping for maybe the clearance of the wave and tossing Ace back, but Ace now has the level 2 Metamorphosis ready to go. And support's coming back again too. But you're right, top, mind control. He's got the Echo Slam available and the Totem Stump. That's enough to get the solo kill on the Underlord of S4.
And Shaker loves these matches.
They're going to kill bottom lane. Full on initiation. Both supports from NIP down here, but Ace getting hit so hard with the one touch. He's into the trees, but it will not help. Sumail's one attack was able to reach through to him. And it's PPD who's on the run. Fly's got the leap into toss. How many interactions are we going to have in air during this series? But PPD will just waste their time as much as he possibly can.
No arrow from Snow just yet. He's still holding it.
He's running for the tier 2.
Yep.
Meanwhile, in mid, Sparta just diving in.
Yep.
S4. That's the second time solo killed in the span of a minute for him.
You just can't lane against TA. This is the 10th pick. I'm not going to... TA is not exactly an Exodia hero, but at the same time, when you get this far ahead, you play well, you can take over. One of the best core matchups against Morphling as well, in my opinion, just because you can eventually itemize to take him down with a Nullifier, Orchid combination, and just that raw physical damage output that allows you to get a Blink Deso and take map control early.
Interesting move there from Crit. Started TPing in towards the middle lane. I don't know if he was looking to help out Sumail. Nothing changed between the point when he started his TP and when he cancelled his TP, but he stuck around just Fade bottle the top lane for against Mind Control.
Yeah, and you gotta keep in mind, they picked up a Rubik instead of something like a Phoenix that would have offered a lot more damage in team fight, mostly because they saw the Shaker on NIP, but this new style is not value for a Rubik, because as you can see, Mind Control's got treads, and he's gonna max out Enchant Totem before Fisher, so even if Rubik gets 6 and Fisher, it's still just gonna be level 1.
Oh, Sumail, so much damage. The side blade hit will not connect from Fada. So Sumail gets to keep his life at the moment, but Fly, he won't be able to keep his. Darkset already moving forward, putting the Weaver bugs on him. The Avalanche, the armor is just disappearing for this Tiny, but Arteezy, at least he had PPD a little bit closer, but it's not stopping Tusker from coming in very, very close. Fortification on the Radiant Creep Wave, trying to keep it alive. So diving into the tower is a lot more riskier for NIP if they do want to force the issue.
Man, there's still no one capable of laning mid, and really no one capable of laning top, so NIP is totally fine. Whenever you have a TA, if you can extend the laning phase when you have an advantage like this, you are A-okay with it. No Ancient stacks for him just yet, save that one down bottom, but you don't really mind. This is a risky smoke move.
They're going to try and come and kill mid. They can toss in crits, so they can guarantee that the Telekinesis grab can pick him up, and they have, okay, Refraction Shatters to burn through, extra sentry wards placed. And a good kill for him. Meanwhile, on bottom lane, the pressure being applied towards Arteezy, but this is a Morphling. Even with 3 heroes ready to fight, that's still not enough to kill him.
Dox is going to take you all the way up to top tower. Or top shrine, rather.
They're looking for the 10-minute runes. Like, it's just ensuring control for Mind Control. Pun was not intended and tried to dodge.
It's still an even game, though. Neither team with a huge concrete advantage, but the Shaker will actually be going for a Blink Dagger. I think I like that decision. He's so far ahead that you want an item that can immediately influence the game, especially when you're this high level, specifically as an Earthshaker. So you can find kills so easily. Ags wouldn't come online until like 20 minutes. A Blink might be up in, say, 2.
Yep. Looking towards the top lane, Mind Control already seen. Being down by Sumail. Put down the sentry ward, so he knows there's no dire vision. Meanwhile, in middle lane, a double damage PPD, looking for the stun over on the Mirana, but the detection just will not be there. Moonlight Shadow gives them the cover they're looking for.
Cool play. Nice job by Sumail. If he doesn't kill that catapult, the mid tower is dead for sure. Might still go down, though. You are Mirana, and look at this Soxa trying to backstab. Look at the vision. Oh, my goodness. There's 7 wards at the moment up for NIP.
They're coming in through the back. Able to get the bugs onto Sumail, but 1 leap, 2 leap available. He'll get back out to safety. Mind Control, not going to be so lucky. Goes into the trees and hopes for a way clear. He's got Fisher to at least stun up over on Fly with the Firestorm, as well as the Avalanche comes in. Mind Control just burns.
I love the warding from Soxa. It's so critical. We've talked about the Radiant advantage when it comes to Roche, but if you take that mid tower down and you ward around the top Radiant Shrine area, that's what gives you Roche control. And the moment TA picks up Deso, that's going to be a target. Maybe not even before Deso, because he's maxing out the Meld Knight.
Crit was able to grab Shikuchi.
That's big.
Yeah,
it's the best spell he can steal in this game at the moment.
That nice, fast in, out, as well as initiation. Picks up Arcane Boots, so all the mana in the world for them to keep fighting. And Arteezy's had so much free time on bottom. Let's just transition towards the top lane now. And without the tier 1 tower, how is Nip meant to feel confident to fight him?
Actually surprised Bata isn't a little further ahead. You like this though, he's going to go look to farm Ancients, but nope, there's been a sentry there for the last 5 minutes, ensuring that that camp can no longer spawn. A great, easy and efficient way to slow down a TA's item progression, because every item he hits Blink makes him now the strongest threat on map. The Deso obviously opens up the Roche, and they're not able to deal with him just yet, but they can certainly slow him down. Here comes Crit. Oh.
May reveal the fact there's a sentry ward in mid. Don't know if Fly really wants to drop a sentry for a sentry. He would really like to find some of these Observer Wards. Unfortunately for him, most of them have timed out. So there's still the 2 Observer Wards that's watching Arteezy's farm area. Everything in the north, on the EG side of the river.
I'm very glad Arteezy is going for this Treads lifesteal build. It allows you to farm much earlier in the game, specifically these Ancients.
He's going to walk right into him. Shukuchi crit, kept him in close, the bit's already down, and it's just easy combo. No chance for any possibility of Asunder.
Blink picked up on the Shaker though. It might be go time if you're NIP. You're about to finish a Blink on the TA as well. And I love the vision. Like, they've seen Arteezy farming for the last 2 minutes. They just haven't had the tools to kill him. 13 minutes in, you've got your Blink daggers up. Now it's time to try and find these kills, because at some point, I think the EG lineup will look to outscale NIP. TA, this hero is not made for the late game. He wants to get ahead, stay ahead, control the map. Morphling, scary.
If they can get this fight, like, okay, Crit may screw it up. Like, he comes inside of Shukuchi underneath the Observer Ward, so they know where he is. But if they can win this fight, NIP can open up Roshan. So this means a lot if they can claim it.
The ward. Both teams have a ward on this high ground.
Oh, they're looking at Sumail. He's walking directly into them. Mind Control just jumps in for the totem. PPD can chain into the Fire Blast. Perfect control. Nice. No big abilities had to be committed to get this.
You can see just the damage out of it.
They may lose Weaver. Time lapse. Possible. Saksa. Shukuchi's away. They have no detection.
They have vision still. They see everything right now. Liquid might, or wow. NIP might look to make a move.
NIP, yeah, you keep looking at Mind Control's name too. 18-1 charges on the Weaver. So much confidence he doesn't even burn that yet.
And this is just so much space for Ace, and this is one of the things you see these top-tier teams do. Yeah, look how aggressively they're playing as NIP, but Ace is just farming. This is a 4-1, and it's the same exact thing EG is attempting to do, where Arteezy is going to look to farm the off lane as the rest of his team looks to try and make space and moves around the map. But as you can see, the swarm coming from NIP, but that high ground ward placed before by Fly will scout out this rotation, and Arteezy should be fine.
Yep, he's already ready to TP out. He's got the Ogre Club to switch into when he's ready to go. So yeah, it was waveform, TP, and he's all good.
Dire are scanning.
He goes down towards the mid lane instead.
TP bottom on Mind Control. They might look for S4 here. He has a Vanguard, very tanky, but they could go for it.
Well, Blink starting it off, and Fada. Wow. Yeah, you've got more than enough damage. Hit him with a level 4 meld. You've got the Blightstone to help him out as well. And that armor just doesn't exist.
Really well played. That's one of the weaknesses of Underload. You just don't have the survivability just yet because you have no armor. Incredibly low armor gain. You need that buckler, maybe another piece like a plate mail, and then all of a sudden TA falls off. But for now, Fada can shred it, everybody.
They see the rotations though, like these Observer Wards from Evil Geniuses. That's why Crit's hanging in the river where he is. Like, he's looking to stay close enough he can get the pickup. But they also know that Mind Control's sitting right behind him.
Oh, we stole Bloodlust. That's a big steal.
Buffing up that Morphling. Fly is crossing over the river. Sentry will be dropped, and he never crossed to the other side of the tree line. So he actually doesn't get to reveal the Observer Ward. He does get to die.
You can see just how much damage that Enchant Totem Shaker does. It's part of the reason I love this build on a core Shaker. It's just, it's so much damage output. Just a blink in W. You don't even need Echo to find pickoffs.
Walks directly underneath the Sentry Ward, using the Soul Shukuchi. Was not ready for just being stunned up and killed. And they just harass into the top lane too. Okay, maybe not Sasuke. He's got 21 charges available. Just time lapse off the damage for now. But Arteezy looking to commit. He had the remainder of the Sentry Ward that was there, literally the last second. So allow him to hit forward.
The concern for EG's lineup right now, I think, is just Sumail's Mirana, because the hero is similar to TA in that you don't really provide too much damage output. Well, let me rephrase. It's similar to Quap. You're more of a snowballer that doesn't output much damage. It's more about your survivability, the utility. But right now he's a bit behind, and Fada is starting to snowball. A lot of emphasis on Arteezy's game here. He's going to need to play quite well.
This is a nice steal for Crit. He actually managed to get the Psionic Traps, so he's putting them around the map. Fada may be a little bit annoyed that he lost that. It's allowing Crit to get a lot more information for free.
But also keep in mind, at some point, Sox's Ags will be huge. Then the burst combo of EG is just going to be completely nullified, and you can't really kill a TB 100 to 0 if there's a Weaver behind him. Roche is going to be the next objective for both teams, but Radiant, EG, you've got to take out mid-tower before that becomes an objective for you.
Yeah, that's why they're pressuring it now. Question is, does Mind Control want to jump? He'll get the fissure, and the jump, well, it'll be from Templar Assassin. The pick up and throw back down again, still came a little too late from Crit. They're looking for more, but NIP, it's the kill on the Rubik may give them enough confidence. They brought all 5 players to the mid, so they'll probably have to do Roshan. The trade-off is the tier 1 tower on bottom lane that S4 has already taken.
And I love this choice as well. He buys a medallion. You need armor ASAP. As soon as the TA has blinked Deso, you have to ensure you don't ever go below 0 armor. Each positive point of armor represents 5% EHP. As an Underlord, you want to try and keep that number at least 4 or 5 plus, just because you have 2,000 health. You can't be taking pure damage from a 500 auto attack Shaker, and then obviously the TA's massive DPS.
EG's moving in towards Roshan now. They really have the damage for this. Morphling is busy hunting Ace. TA's been farming up the bottom lane. She's trying to finish up the Desolator, which she'll have at the end of this creep wave. So, for Geniuses, they can try and pressure the mid. They may be able to kill off PPD. He's the one trying to defend that tier 1 tower, but fortification still available for NIP. They buy more time, and they're getting their own counter push onto a tier 1. That's a lot of players ready to fight for net. PPD. She soaks up most of the initial buildings of S4, and yep, in the back lines, Fly thought he had an opening, but just walks into the Terrorblade. The mid-tier 1 tower was still brought down by Crit. They'll go into the Moonlight Shadow Dust, catches onto Sumail, as well as S4, and that's why Earthshaker jumps forward. Crit has to pick him up and throw him back, and then the Echo Slam, followed up by the Fissure. Mind Control kept the perfect jump, but Arteezy, he's in the back lines. That pit controlling up NIP, the buybacks are coming in. S4 will still die to Saxa, who time-lapses out the damage before death. And Marana, no, he didn't leave!
He misleaped, he didn't have the second to finish up, and that's going to lead to his death, and that opens up the Roche for NIP.
That it does, unless someone can go for some ballsy play. Arteezy and Crit are nearby, but they've got no easy way to know what's happening inside of Roshan. There's no traps available. In fact, the traps which are available were all the ones from NIP, not the stolen ones from Rubik, but maybe this is that moment. Arteezy, do you want to jump in? No, he does not. Saxa instead gets the bugs into the back of Crit. As looking to fight even more, won't happen. NIP very happy with what they've got.
It's just, the support disparity is going to be a big problem for Evil Geniuses. We can take a look back at this fight real fast, but even with the Crimson Guard, you can see just how fast S4 goes down. Mind Control in the perfect position, really. Gets a huge dunk off. Maybe it doesn't hit multiple heroes, but you can see the Fissure on top just leads to so much damage output. Even though that was a great pit Firestorm from S4, it's just not enough. He takes so much damage. Soon there's going to be a Spirit Vessel up on Saxa, and he won't have the health regen. He'd die even faster, and really, Sumail, just that misleap. Such a squishy hero.
He got locked in by the illusion. Like, he couldn't get back out. The initial leap was there to try and ensure the kill onto the support Weaver, and that wasn't even ensured. In fact, Crit's probably going to die up on top. Now pick him up and throw him away. Begin his TP. Is the damage going to be enough? Ooh, that's close.
Much too close.
It still works for him. Dyer will take the bottom tower. No last hit for Fada. Meanwhile, Mind Control is trying to hunt Arteezy, who's become the Weaver and just runs away.
I love the NIP lineup just because they have so much physical damage output, but they still threaten.
Great Moonlight Shadow sets up for Sumail's arrow just to connect perfectly to Mind Control. They leap in closer, ensuring he can't get anything else off. Echo Slam is available for him, but he just decides not to burn it. Support was not coming fast enough, but that was the Moonlight Shadow initiation.
Saxa cutting the wave, trying to keep his tower alive. If they can just buy a few more seconds.
Fly's trying to do the same thing. He leaves an Observer Ward, moves away from the trap, but Fada is right behind him. TP begins. Damage from Fada. It comes fast, but not fast enough. Oh, little global attack.
You can see the NIP physical damage, Weaver, Terrorblade, TA, all, even the Shaker auto attacks. It's so much DPS, but at the same time, just because there's an Ogre and a Shaker, you're forcing Arteezy to go for this very early BKB that he's just now picked up, but his damage output still really isn't that high. You can ignore Morphling, kill the squishy supports. They're both walking around with a combined, what, 3 armor? Sorry, 8. They have 8 armor between the two supports. They get shredded by a TA.
And you just You're making this game sound really, really harsh for him. It's like Shotgun Morph against Crystal Maiden. It's like, I give up. I just give up.
Well, it's really balanced, to be completely honest. Both teams certainly have win conditions. It's just going to come down to who plays better. NIP, you want to strangle the map a bit, start taking map control. If you're EG, find pickoffs, utilize your ability to move around the map and the utility. Mirana Invis, Underlord TP, the Morphling versatility to just pick and push and pick.
Denied the tower. S4 holds it. Sumail's going to arrive, but S4's already begun the onward. Sumail leaps away like he wants to continue to fight over towards Ace, and you're right, no Sunder available. While that's going on, Ruby's still going to die, but then Sumail gets the proc out. He'll be able to get a double kill on bottom. Or will he? Fada has now arrived. Sumail gets hit so hard in one hit. 37 HP is enough for an Open to survive, but there's your Echo Slam out from Mind Control, and Arteezy. Confidence is his weakness. Faith in his friends.
Wow, really well done. This is the beauty of Dota in this patch. You know, it's a bit stale as far as the hero picks go, but the way these teams have developed their playstyles is so nice to watch. No longer do we have this posturing on high grounds as 5 for 15 minutes at a time. It's constant plays being made by duos and trios in different corners of the map, and I feel like NIP, they come out a little behind in that bottom engagement, but they certainly accept a free kill on Arteezy's Morphling. Really well done by MC.
You'll take that. Everyone's kind of gaining advantage. You see it in the small green boxes on your screen, but it's 3,000 net worth going NIP. But the bigger advantage comes through the experience graph. It's about to crack 15k. In fact, it has cracked 15k. Going their way. They're just everywhere on the map. It's not like EG who have to be really, really grouped up. They're split nicely.
To be fair, a lot of that is because Saksa, thanks to his 6-0 score and 35 XP level 10 talent, is now level 17, which is 2 levels higher than anyone in Evil Geniuses.
And it's just that time too. Does he still go in for Aghanim Scepter, or do you transition him into being a little bit more of a core?
Definitely an Axe. It's just so good.
Crit, pick him up, throw him away. And he's still Shikuchi, so... Yeah. We'll have the run of the Invis until brought his own dust to the fire. While that happens, Arteezy will die once more to Mind Control. And
Fly.
Picked off Fly. Can't get the hit he wanted.
He had to pre-stun there. He let the double attack come out, and then Saksa just ults back to safety. And to your point, I agree, Axe is great, but he could theoretically just buy a defusal and do exactly what he just did more often.
Just fight.
Kill Rubik, kill Tiny. If you get rid of these EG supports, where's the lockdown? You have a Morphling and an Underlord now who are just kind of naked and alone when they don't have the support of the Rubik Tiny stun combinations.
He has enough money and he's decided to buy the point booster and he's lined up the Aghanim Scepter. It's just, it's so OP for your Terrorblade, for your TA, for anyone that wants to go high ground. And that's going to be where Nip thinks next, right? Like you've got 2 remaining outer towers of Evil Geniuses. Mop this up. Next Roshan. Can they actually push the high ground with the next Roshan? Can they actually take the fight from Roshan? Right. Does EG have enough to fight back?
And look at the disparity in net worth between Fada and Arteezy. You can see that one death on Artor, all of a sudden he's unable to play topside, and Fada's just farming ancient camps. Yeah, Ogre might not be the greatest laner anymore, but that max Bloodlust he's just spamming out on his TB, Shaker, and TA.
Sumail, they're trying to lock inside the pit. The arrow flies, but it's very much a right. They've got the dust once again. S4's like, Sumail, come back over to me. I will take you to safety, and just in time, able to do so, even with a Spirit Vessel. Mirana's able to survive.
Yeah, MC didn't recognize that S4, who had juked the dust, was Invis. They didn't know he was TPing out because they didn't see the animation. If he dunks there, Sumail dies, but unfortunately, not recognizing the opportunity.
Mind Control.
Fly, though.
Yeah, Fly underneath the wards, trying to get his own information out. Mind Control and PPD just chain stun. Arteezy steals the ES. Waveforms away and gets the hell out of there.
You don't get your 5 black holes, but you could have 3 heroes casting Fissures.
Sox is going to have another crack. S4, maybe not the best target he wants to have by himself. Not without something like that defusal.
You need to, if you're EG, your timing to win this game is going to come when the NIP damage output is decreased significantly. That means you're going to need the Shivas on the Underlord. Probably a Solar Crest split into a Halberd. Artor's got to get a Scotty. Mirana, probably going to be more of a mobile hero, but it's all about the supports. I just fear for them because I don't think the EG supports can ever really commit to an engagement. And if you're Fada, you're just going to be hunting them all game, especially when you pick up that Orchid.
Not unless they can just get a good jump, but with Crit having a Blink Dagger, at least now they have that option for the jump. And just Crit's playing bodyguard at the moment, sitting behind Arteezy, making sure if there is an NIP engagement, he's there instantly to try and counter and ensure that chain stunning of NIP, which has been working so well in both Game 2 and here in Game 3, is not possible to happen again. Because that's the only thing that's going to really kill off the Morphling.
Bear in mind, a huge part of the advantage on NIP is this Templar Assassin. And as we've seen many times in the past, you know, the Assassin's in the name. You're not made to go late game toe-to-toe with the EG lineup. Underlord, Morphling, eventually these heroes don't just become unkillable, but your refraction no longer is a defensive tool. And you've got to look to convert on this advantage and grow it. That second Aegis is going to be key. You'll have an Aegis for TA, a cheese on the Terrorblade. You got to get the rest of those tier 2s when you pick that up. And
they just got a double damage into the bottle of Fada. Roshan will spawn in 45 seconds from now, so they can actually hold it until Roshan is up. And no, there's TA traps inside the pits. They got all the information. EG don't know. They put down an Observer Ward in range of sentries, but what they want to do is find the initial kill over on Fada. I'm seeing Observer for Observer. But they smoke and rotate around the top. NIP know this. They're looking towards the pit. Here's your initiation, and it jumps in from Crit. He gets the pick up over the Terrorblade. Can they kill him? Oh no! The Thunder! It goes off on Fly! And they'll lose a 1-for-1 trade-off. You're right, the supports are in a hard life. Sumail so low on life in the backline, so he knew he was dead. The second that Spirit Vessel hit, and no one else could get closer to him. Underlord's underneath the Sentry Wall, trying to ulti out. He does not have the time. But Nip, Roshan spawns, literally to await them if they look into the pit.
Unbelievable Fisher from Mind Control. That hit 4 heroes, and even though Ace is on a sliver of HP, he's playing Terrorblade, Toby, and it don't... You gotta kill him, or that happens.
Did they break Roshan as well? My timer has run out, and Roshan's just sitting there not spawning up. Either way, mid-ranks will go the way of NIP.
Oh, they're not going to get racked. They might be lucky to get tower here.
Roshan's
they think Rosh is up. And
okay, they're backing.
And that was most unfortunate for Evil Geniuses. That is the best initiation you could probably hope for, but as you can see, Peter positioning himself, Sumail's arrow missed. It actually hit the Ogre instead of the TB. Not sure if he would have been able to get it off before that BKB went off, but the initiation was also just a little delayed. You've got to commit hard to kill the Terrorblade. You can see the lift, but where's the damage? Not there yet. They lift down, but PPD's there to block the arrow, and
the scan from Radiant came up positive inside the pit, but they're still taking the time to wrap around the back. Now, keep in mind, Echo Slam is still available for Mind Control, and he's hiding under the cover of an Invis Rune in mid lane.
There's no meta, however, so it's a bit harder for NIP to fight. You can bait your Terrorblade because you don't care if they go for him.
They put down their own Observer Ward. The Sentry of the Dire is a little bit too far away, so EG will at least maintain that vision of the high ground. That's why they begin with the pit over on Terrorblade. Era jumps in, going on to S4. He'll never get the Crimson Guard off at this rate. They just hold him and kill him. That's wow. That's S4 well away from the rest of Evil Geniuses.
He doesn't have the survivability he thinks he does. That was without the Orchid that's on the courier for the Templar Assassin as well. Fada just does way too much damage at this point. And by the way, 4-1 and 9, 19,000 net worth. He is 6k ahead of the next best on EG.
So NIP, into the pit they go. Arteezy has to TP back to the mid to defend it the second they see him there. It doesn't even matter anyway. They kill Roshan so quickly. Cheese into the hands of Ace, and Fada has the Aegis, the Immortal. This is that high ground push. Metamorphosis off cooldown in 3 seconds.
And they have Ags on Soxa as well. I love the itemization. Instead of going Ags, even though I still see the reasoning for it, Mind Control's going for this support style Shaker. He's got Blink Force and now a Yules, which is great because that activates Soxa as well. You have plenty of damage. You have a TB and a mega farmed TA. So just ensure that now you're 3-4. This is what we see Secret do a lot, where Zai and Yapsor just have all the utility items, which allows their cores to go for raw DPS, and that's exactly what both of these heroes have done. And you look at the EG supports, they're just trying to survive, let alone help their teammates.
Okay, so what's EG's best case scenario here for defense? Because you know NIP are coming.
Yeah. It's tough. You just, you have a lot, it's very hard to go high ground into an Underlord. He died in that last engagement because 3 heroes were allowed to beat on him all alone, but you have a Solar Crest, you have a Crimson, you've got a Plate Mail. You're going to spam Firestorm, that immediately kills the wave. One arrow, the Morphling will be able to take over the Terrorblade, get that bonus damage, but it'd be really nice for Arturo if he could finish up a Scotty. That BKB, really ineffective thus far in the game, and his damage output is suffering because of that.
Mind Control jumps in, just misses the totem, and RTZ, well, the Yule set threw him up. He's got BKB. If he wants to try and get out of this one, the totem will connect. But with Moonlight Shadow, Echo Slam, it doesn't matter. They brought 7 Sentry Wards, 8 in fact, on PPD, but the Waveform BKB TP's out to safety. The kill will not happen.
I actually like that play from RTZ. He baits the Echo because he's not BKBing. You think you've caught him, but he got the Strength Morph off, and he knows that Ogre and Earthshaker are not going to be enough damage to kill him. He knew TA was in mid because he had seen the hero show.
Oh, Fly, get the hell out of there. Jump in from Mind Control. All he wanted to do was creep skip it. Get a little of extra cash, but your Scepter, Mind Control was holding it for exactly this reason.
16k gold lead, 26-11 from NIP. What a performance. Bata almost doubling up Sumail in net worth.
Full Bloodthorn. Yeah. It's a good time for him.
This is where NIP, you want to look to close the game out here. It's never over. You're in a very good position, but...
Well, with the 3-man smoke, they're trying to find that opening. Bata as well as Ace are preparing to push up bottom. In fact, they do burn the Metamorphosis. So now Mind Control. Echo still on cooldown, but the jump in, they get the Orchid instantly onto the Underlord. But remember how tanky he is. Back towards the tier 4 towers, but it won't matter. The Orchid pops him. Or the Bloodthorn, sorry, pops him. Feybolt to try and reduce this damage. What was he able to steal? It's going to be Refraction, not what Crit really wants, but he'll take it. Buyback comes in from Underlord, and NIP, disciplined, will pull back. The tower is very low, though.
Bloodthorn renders the target unable to evade, so that Solar Crest did absolutely nothing as far as S4. You give your Terrorblade from the low ground an MKB on target. That's the reason he dies there.
Arteezy's changed himself into the ES. I thought for a moment he's just looking to try and Fissure block him out for half a second as the Feybolt's doing a decent amount of work. Then Rubik caught. Killed so fast when Bata jumped in. Now the reflection comes out. It was actually a counter one as well. They just want to run away.
It's just such a great draft setup from NIP. They can siege, not really siege, but just poke so easily. One Fissure, MC blinks in. Any sort of damage from TA or TB is going to land that kill. And they don't get too much, but honestly, a tier 3, 2 buyback, will take that up top. EG's trying to make a play. No meta up, and they know that NIP is going to be in this area. Yeah. Bounty runes have just spawned.
They just jumped onto the back of the creep wave.
What a play.
They see the bounty runes already gone, but how fast? How long does it take them? Observer wards, was there anything inside the base? Doesn't look like it was just sentry wards.
This is the kind of play you have to make from this position. You're behind, you can't afford to sit in base, let them regen that meta cooldown and come back at you at full strength. You got him, Luke. Here's the smoke though. NIP have an idea that this is happening, but EG's well positioned on the high ground.
Yeah, Fly's gonna see him. PPD puts the Observer and Sentry down and gets the instant stun. Arrow flies forward. It won't hit anybody, and that's gonna be Tiny Pop. Backline! Mind Control! It's a double Fissure stun and the Echo Slam initiation, making it difficult for Arteezy to have any kind of life to survive through this. As Mind Control sent up, Arteezy will find the kill, and Arteezy turns into the Ogre to keep that stun on the Earthshaker, so Arteezy can finish the job. He's ending sprees, but now he's surrounded on all sides. A double kill for Ace. Will be triple. No, S4 can complete the TP out. Morphling, however, does not have buyback available. He's short by 360 gold.
Yeah, really well done there by NIP. The nice smoke, ensuring they stay together. You've got Aegis, you welcome a fight, but really, EG, that was the best of a bad situation because you get your lanes pushed out, you get Mind Control, who has buyback prepared, but no Echo, out of contention, and that Aegis is going to start to tick down. It's actually faded completely. So now you're at least on even ground. It's 30-12. You're in a tough spot. You need a Manta on Arteezy as the next item. You can see he queued it up. And like
this'll take some time. He also leveled up morph targets allies too.
Yep, and that fight could have gone better, but you can see Saksa from the low ground gets that Ag's ultimate off, buys on Mind Control a few more seconds of survive, and that's actually what gets Arteezy killed, because then he's in no man's land. That Bloodthorn hits, you have no cleanse for yourself, you're dead.
They're actually trying to get a little bit of buy something, but they're sending the courier all the way to the Dire secret shop out through the bottom lane. Because they know they just can't send it north. So there's the Angie booster for S4.
He's going to have a Lotus Orb. That's a really big pickup because he'll be able to remove that Bloodthorn. Won't have it for a little bit though.
Yeah. It'll take some time to travel unless they're going to give him a lane of farm.
Radiant's bottom shrine has
This is
fallen.
not the game you want to be having on your Underlord. He's behind both Soxa and Mind Control. Sumail as well, he's got a BKB, but the problem with these heroes, look at the TA talents. He took the Meld armor reduction. So that's 12 armor from Meld, 7 from your Deso. Every hero but Morphling's going to 0.
He's underneath the sentry ward. They're all coming up the hill. PPD's gonna be the first one to find. Blind tosses him back down again for the silence.
Oh.
Crit instantly being blown up by Fada.
No buyback.
Problematic to say the least. Lotus Orb, as you said though, is done. So Underlord has an answer. Sumail's nudged out the top lane, but it's nudging straight back. Still no lane of Rax to give that extra momentum, but I don't think they need it. An MKB completed on Fada as this push starts.
And you still have the Soxa Ags to back up this push. You don't need an Aegis. You've got one in the Weaver's ultimate.
Oh, here comes Terrorblade. Even they drop him down low. Here goes Sunder, but Fada can stand there for the moment without the BKB to pitch up. Mind Control just holds them there. S4's trying to survive, but it's just so damn hard. They're going to get the bug off him to help him live too. Arteezy able to push back Ace, having to be that front line stander. I cannot believe S4 lived through that.
Yeah, it's the Lotus Orb. If they didn't have that item up, he was 100% dead to the Bloodthorn pop damage, because you take that 30. It's such an incredible item. Attacks on target don't miss, and 30% of the damage you take during the duration just pops on you as magic damage. And when you're an Underlord with no hood, no cloak, no nothing, you'll just die to that, and the Lotus was essential to remove it. As you can see, this is an Underlord with 2.3k HP and 35 armor next to a tier 3 tower. Yet he still almost died in the duration of just 2 stuns. Bear in mind though, TA gets no stronger. He's essentially capped out. You can't get rid of any of your items outside of boots, and you never really want to do that against a Morph with the Scotty, so they want to look to close pretty soon. Aegis looks like it'll come up in 2 minutes, 30 seconds. You're going to take that if you're NIP and then look to close out the game. Don't think EG will have anything too major before that comes back up.
Yeah, could EG even contest this? Like, if they had things like Echo Slam, it would feel a lot better. But at the moment, every single time a fight begins, it's either Crit being exploded or it's S4 being caught slightly out of position and getting wrecked.
That's the big difference in this game. The EG supports simply don't offer anything to a team fight, and they don't have survivability to even be able to itemize to help their squad.
Yeah, I didn't even want to talk about Fly. Like if Fly has a Blink Dagger, he can toss somebody out of position. That would be fine, but he's got nothing, really. Like, he's still holding on to Stout Shield because that's the best value item he can have.
EG, with coached by Bubble, they've had the same identifiable playstyle for almost a year and a half. They like to get their cores ahead, have 2 roaming supports, and constantly play 3 lanes, utilizing just their individual talent to rotate around the map, pressure the map, and get ahead, stay ahead. But if you fall behind like this and your supports offer no team fight compared to NIP, they've had bloodlusted cores this entire game, even though PPD just until now was the lowest net worth. And Soxa, of course, with the Spirit Vessel and the Ags, like, it's so much utility in these team fights, and you don't die either. He's level 24. Soxa is about to hit level 25. He just finished an Aeon disc. He's got more survivability than both EG supports combined.
Yeah, they can't even pop. There's no way to pop him. S4's right on top of Observer and Sentry. They probably feel more confident with this because they de-warded the Sentry that was down from NIP. They are fully unaware of the Fissure, but the Fissure, it doesn't block. The dust will connect, and Mind Control just goes in. The pickup, what is Crit able to steal from this one? It's only the Totem. However, the push down PPD away to safety. But EG, this is not the fight they want. Fly, you're visible there. Fada just jumps in, kills him so easily. 5 attacks to it. Arteezy wanted to get the hell out of here. Pins off into the Underworld, needs to get closer to actually get the pull out, able to be just in range on the edge of the basket.
That is a very well-timed Uber out there by Underlord. Last one of the night gets Arteezy home safe. But will it be enough is the question. 28k lead, Roche gonna spawn in 20 seconds. Meta was used, but you still have so much map control in NIP. There's no natural playmaker for EG because your supports have no game. You're really just playing a Defense of the Ancients, true to form. This is Dota 2 after all. You're hoping NIP makes a miscue, blinks in a bit too far, and Arteezy can just put people down. He needs to finish that butterfly, I believe, before NIP come high ground, because he just doesn't have the damage output yet.
Yeah. EG are trying to just force out the lanes for the moment. They want to be able to contest Roshan. This is their critical thing. Crit gets the pickup, gets the throw down. Arteezy wants a quick kill over on PPD. Still have keys available, so he gets so much life back once again. They don't find the kill. They're looking for a follow-up, and it's going to be S4. The pick can be planted. Morphling, do you want to buy back in this one? Ace is standing his ground with the BKB, swaps the life with Sumail to leave a little bit further away from it, but now Fada looking to capitalize Sumail. So low on life, 180, and the arrow will connect. A 5-second stun, still no buyback coming up the Morphling, and no! Mind control! He managed to catch up to the Mirana. 3 heroes down, it's about to be 4. All 4 do have buyback for EG. And you know they've got to commit it.
Tyson has a knockout punch by Mind Control there. Just hunting Sumail, popping out of the trees right next to him, smacking him in the face, and there's crit as well. What a game from NIP. I think
3
they're this one out.
They're still holding their 4th and 5th pick up from crit. Try and toss down TA. Remember, they still didn't do Roshan just yet. But Ace, they want to try and finish off the Rax. Quick fade bolt. Try and get the damage in. Tiny in a little bit of trouble. They'll break him out with a Lotus Orb. The melee rank staying alive for the moment, but here comes Ace back in again. Same with Marta. The Avalanche just goes, but Mind Control is better. What a stand-in to have. Manages to put flying into the grave. No way back out. They actually picked up Marta, but with the illusion blocking the arrow, they couldn't keep the control. He'll get the BKB off, and now Arteezy burns his own BKB too, and NIP, they look to re-engage. Maybe not. They know Roshan's alive. It's quick, it's easy, and it's dirty that EG can't stop it.
What a statement game from Fada and Mind Control. The one death Fada has in this game was that smoke tossed in mid at like 9 minutes in, but since then, he's played near flawlessly. Look at this road. That's a refresher shard. Mind Control's got a heart.
They can give... Wait, so who we actually get? So the Aegis went onto the Templar Assassin. Yeah. You've got Cheese and Refresher Shard onto the Earthshaker.
Hell yeah.
See no either.
Mind Control's been having an amazing game already. A 13-4-12 ES from Mind Control.
EG, they spent the buyback on Morph. That means his damage output's not going to change for the rest of this game. And the problem with the Mirana, it's similar to a Quap. If you don't snowball, get ahead of the game, you're just going to farm slower than your counterparts on the enemy side, and you just don't threaten. Like, you saw TA blinked in, all of a sudden Sumail's got a BKB leap away. He has no hope. That was an 800 damage auto attack on a hero that has 1500 HP. You just can't stand up against that. He has less than 0 armor when he gets meld striked, and that's a big deal. You're taking more than pure damage.
They need a miracle right now, EG. Crit may be the only thing that I can see with a stolen
a stolen what?
A stolen Echo Slam.
It doesn't stun.
It doesn't, yeah. The damage output is all I'm thinking. Like, what can they have that's able to burn through? Because right now they're not getting it from Arteezy. He's trying, but he can't even finish up the butterfly. It's taken him forever. He's been looking at that for like 15 minutes.
You need Fada to make a mistake. That's the only way you're winning this game. You're 42,000 gold behind. Fada has Aegis. You've got to kill him in a poor position and have arrow up on his respawn so that he can't BKB out of Aegis.
He's still got buyback at 8.4k gold. Like, he's bought the Moonshot. I know you said he's kind of capped out, but he can buy BT to just rejoin the fight as well. So even if you do find these kills, there's so much money in NIP that they can just buy back and BT to the front of the engagement. So it's 5v10.
It's more like 3v10 because the supports of EG are currently combining for a stat line of 1, 20, and 14. And honestly, it's going to get worse before this game ends because they still have no survivability.
Saxa just comes in. There's sentry wards everywhere, and he's holding on to the Gem of True Sight. So these stolen side traps from Crit, they could have been a nice line to try and help set up a defense, but it's not working at all. Mind Control still waiting for his own jump. Moonlight Shadow burned by EG. Are they going to initiate? I don't know how. The pit's going to go onto the Terrorblade. Fortification already being burnt as well. S4, he's popped the Crimson Guard. There's your pickup. Throw back down the Terrorblade, and it's just a quick time lapse from the Weaver that allows Ace to turn around and start all over again.
That's a 16-second cooldown as well.
And the Rax is gone. The melee is gone. Fada jumps in instantly onto S4. Oh! Your Echo Slam into the backlines. Mind Control's doing it with style. 3 heroes down. That's the game. It really is. There's no way for them to come back up again. They're tossing him like a pancake. That is GG, well played. NIP will 2-1 Evil Geniuses. They were denied Frankfurt to get a main stage appearance, but they will get it. They will get to play in front of a live crowd.
Yeah, and they were, I would say, the undisputed. They were thought of as the weakest team in the upper bracket. And after that game one,
Yeah, you would agree.
The fans had them down and out.
We had them down and out. We were sitting there at the start of game 2 going, yeah, well, NIP, like, I think Samel's going to win. Queen of Pain's probably a garbage hero, but he's still probably going to win the mid. But Fada just picked up his boots and just went for it.
Yeah, that was a hell of a series. I mean, you know, we talk about tilts as a factor in Dota 2, but if there was ever a game you could tilt after, it was that game won by Fada. But he 1 death over 2 games as the dominant damage as well. Like, that was almost...
He ended with 11-1-16. The amount of hero damage he did was 36,000. It was almost more than all of Evil Geniuses combined.
That's NIP in a nutshell. EG, they rely on their individual skill, talent. They want to stay ahead and just dominate you. NIP, their teamwork, the way they pushed out those lanes, the overall draft, excellent strategy, great execution, and a very well-deserved series win. That was incredible.
Cannot wait to see them on the main stage in the semi-finals. But for now, back to the panel. Did you enjoy it as much as we did?